Okay, guys, welcome to this week's Fife Property Weekly Update. This is the Fife Property market. We're looking at overall in the last week what's actually happened. We've got two articles to discuss as well. We're going to talk about we've recently sold because it'll give you an idea about what prices we're getting for these types of properties. But we're also going to talk about what's coming to market in this coming week, so you can watch out for them when they come to their pre-portal launch. And you could register for our priority access system as well, which you can get priority access to properties before they actually hit Rightmove, Zoopla, S1 Homes and any other websites as well. Often before social media, so you can get off-market deals potentially. But you need to register with us through the priority access system, and that's contacting the office. That's actually messaging us direct on this post as well. So let's go through some of the details for this week. Okay, so this is the Fife property market, all the transactions are actually right across Fife with every single estate agent, what they've been selling and also what we've been instructing. Right, this is every single estate agent in this week from the 24th of October to yesterday, the 30th of October. So on the Cooper area, there was 8 properties came to market overall with all the estate agents. There was 8 properties actually went sold and under offer. In the East Neuk area, there was 3 properties came to market, 4 properties sold. Again, East Neuk always really demand outstrip supply. St Andrews, 8 came onto the market, 4 actually sold. Last week though, St Andrews, you had noticed that there was a huge amount sold to what came on the market. So that's kind of evening itself out week on week. Leavenmouth, 8 came onto the market, 10 sold and in that same week as well. Dunfermline, 47 versus 44. Glenrothes is 13 versus 14. Again, Glenrothes is performing extremely well. Kirkcaldy, 34 versus 43. Look at the Kirkcaldy area. 34 properties come into the market. 43 actually sold and under offer. Again, it's another week where demand is outstripping supply. 127 versus 121. Now, you may think that's a close call, but if you keep saying every single week there's 6 properties over a 50-week period, 52-week period, then you've got almost, what we're talking about, 300 properties extra actually taken out of demand. Now, at this point in time, if you go into Rightmove or Zoopla and just type in properties for sale actually on the market, and you actually don't include the sold properties, you're talking about less than 500 properties for sale right across the board. So if you've got 121 every week, it doesn't take a genius to work out in 4 weeks in the year, in the month, roughly just over 4 weeks, you've got 400, you've got 480. Literally, there's less than a month's stock on the market for sale. Hi, Andy. How are you? Any questions, please feel free to give me a shout. This actually shows you as well, this next graph actually shows you the demand as opposed compared to last year in terms of our website activity. And it shows you there's no curve in this at all. So this is over the whole year. Now, this thick blue line is the activity on our website over the whole year period, right up to right now. You can see the dates up there. 31st of October to the 30th of October this year. That's that thick blue line, and you can see the trend of the huge demand for people looking for properties, as opposed to the year before, which was in the pandemic. Lockdown came in, and then that boom came as well, and that boom's there. But look, the boom is exactly the same as what's happening now. So the boom 12 months ago, which is here in the dotted lines, is exactly the same as the boom now. So there's no difference. So if you thought there was a boom last year, there's a boom this year. And even last year, there was a bit more properties for sale. So this year, there's less properties for sale. So prices are just going to continue to go up and up and up at this point in time. You should expect prices, actually offers, to be a lot more than what home report value are. Now, if you want to know how much more for the region, for your area, whether it's Kirkcaldy, Dunfermline, Glenrothes, East Neuk, St Andrews, Cooper, Leavenmouth, or any of these areas, you want to know the individual, what we're achieving in each of these areas, please feel free to message us direct. We'll tell you what we're achieving. We know that right across the board, but generally right across the board for Fife properties, they are achieving round about the 8% more than the home report value. Now, in some areas, we're actually achieving a lot more than that, and I'll show you in a minute what that is. Let's talk about what was actually recently sold and what's coming to market soon. So let's look at the first one. This was actually went under offer in the week. This was a 2-bedroom, sold in 2 weeks, 2-bedroom terraced house in Pettigar Bay in Kinghorn. I mean, this is a fabulous view over the 4th, and the new owners are really happy to be doing it, to moving in, but it went for a really good price. So over the home report again, and that was this type of property. Ravens Crescent in Buckhaven, that sold within a week. If you've got a similar property, this was a 2-bedroom apartment, new owner, first-time buyer. It's actually bought this, so it's great to see a first-time buyers getting properties still. But these are in demand, these types of properties, 2-bedroom apartments. And Rolling Street in St Monans, it took 3 weeks to sell. That was a 2-bedroom, 2-reception, end terraced house. It had this wraparound garden, see, right from back to front. So there's a potential to develop maybe off-street parking there, or possibly even extend out because it's got so much activity space in the garden itself. But then you'd have to obviously subject to plan permission and all the rest of it. But that actually sold as well. So again, at a really good price point, a lot more than other properties in the street, similar, have just sold maybe 2 or 3 months before. So that gives you a good indication about the prices of these properties in these areas. Let's talk about what's coming soon. So what's coming soon? Watch out for Lawview and Leven. This is a 3-bedroom detached house. This will be coming in this week. North Street in Leslie, this is a 4-bedroom cottage, will be coming soon. Maitland Drive in Cooper, a 3-bedroom semi-detached house, will be coming soon. So if you're looking for a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in the Maitland Drive area of Cooper itself, you need to register with us. Again, remember, priority access only gets when you register with us. You need to register with us. You need to contact us. You need to get your details so you can get registered for priority access to get in there before anyone else, possibly to get in there before it even goes to the pre-portal on social media. But you need to register with us to get that access. We don't know who you are until you tell us. That's the reality. So if you don't tell us, you'll end up probably losing out on this because someone else will get this before this goes to these properties, before they go to market, or they'll get them just on a pre-portal launch as well. If you're only relying on Rightmove, prime location, and Zoopla, you're probably too late because that is the last people in line that come to there. So come to us direct. That's the most important point. And every single estate agent, go to them direct. That's the key here. Tell them what you need, tell them what you're wanting, and get in there before anyone else. Dunbarney Place, Upper Largo, is coming soon as well. 2-bedroom end terraced house. You've probably seen a pre-portal for it this week. Bonnygate in Cooper, a 2-bedroom apartment coming on soon. And Mulberry Crescent in Methil, that's a 3-bedroom terraced house is coming on soon. So again, contact us for that. Now, what has actually concluded? And what I mean by concluded is keys have been handed over. The deal has been done. Money has exchanged. We can now tell you what we got for these properties to give you a real good indication about what you can get for yours. Now, 17 Session Street in Pittenweem, 4-bedroom terraced house. It sold over home report. And the new owners are thrilled to upsize to their new home and go into there. The next one is 41 Toll Road in Cellardyke. That was a 3-bedroom house. That sold in 1 week for 16%. That was equivalent of £40,000 over the home report value. 2 other people missed out on this in Toll Road and Cellardyke. So it's a 3-bedroom detached house. If you've got a 3-bedroom detached house, then contact us because there's 2 other people missed out. There's a lot of other people that actually inquired about this. They just weren't in that position to proceed at that time. Thistle Cottage in Kilmeny, 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalow with fantastic countryside views. That sold in 2 weeks for 20% over the home report value. That was equivalent to £36,000 extra for our seller. 3 other people missed out on this property. So again, if you've got a countryside property, 3-bedroom detached bungalow, semi-detached, or anything like that, contact us. We have got people waiting on our books for that. Now, when I say that, a lot of people say, well, you could have anybody waiting on your books. You know, they could go to anybody, or they could see it on Rightmove or anything like that. But just as I've said to you, you maybe see it on Rightmove, but probably by the time you see it on Rightmove, it's gone. That's why you have to contact us direct. So don't wait for it to come on Rightmove, because that's generally what every other estate agent is using in terms of their route to market. We are using other technology. We're using Facebook, we're using YouTube, we're using LinkedIn, we're using Instagram. We're using a lot more technology and a lot more reach. About 55% of our audience actually doesn't visit portals at all. I'll say that again. 55% of our audience doesn't visit portals at all. So there's a whole new audience out there for sellers that you can actually reach, and these could be the people that will actually pay significantly more than the people that just visit websites. Okay, so 8 Hope Place in St Monans, a 5-bedroom townhouse that sold in 1 week at 19% over the home report value. That was £47,000 more the seller got for that. 9 Elizabeth Place in Arnshaw, that settled as well. That was a 3-bedroom apartment, sold in 1 week for 18% over the home report value. That is equivalent to £40,000 more for our seller. West Shore in St Monans, a 4-bedroom townhouse that sold. Actually, the 4-bedroom townhouse actually sold from social media and a priority access, and it never even made it to a portal. It was sold by the time it got there. It got 16% more, which was equivalent to £75,000 more than the home report value. Do you think there's a trend in this of what we're achieving compared to everybody else? Probably significantly more. Well, I know it's significantly more, because it's certainly more than 8% right across Fife on average, because I'm just talking about percentage like 16 and 20 and 19. And here's the last one here. Charles Street in Pittenweem, 3-bedroom end-terraced house sold in 1 week for a record price, 33% over the home report value at £71,000 more than the home report. New owners are absolutely delighted, looking forward to village life. All these people are actually moving into the area from outside of the area. They're living in these properties. That's the key here. There's a wider picture here. There's a lot more people wanting to move into this area. Lockdown has taught them to do that. Andy, yeah, I've got a question from Andy here. Are you seeing a greater uptake for investors or first-time buyers in the area of the market, please? Yes, we are actually, Andy. The investor market, there's a huge demand for investor properties. When you think about it, in our area, there's only 41 properties right across Fife for rent just now. That's out of 170,000 households. 370,000 people live in Fife, and there's only 41 properties up for rent right now available for everybody right across Fife. Now, I'm not saying everybody will want that, but there's a huge demand. The key here, Andy, is actually when you talked about this, we need people out there. If you have a home which is empty just now and you don't know what to do with it because it maybe needs refurbed, it maybe, it's maybe in a state, it maybe needs something done with it to get it to the next steps, to get it on the market for rent. Okay, if you want to rent it, then talk to us about it, because potentially we could tell you what needs to be done in order to get it in that position. If you've got a house sitting empty with no one in it, it needs to be filled. There is a demand for this, and there is people out there looking for properties to rent. There's also looking for properties to buy as well. So if you need help in getting it to the next steps, maybe getting access to grants that are available. Yes, there are grants available for certain types of properties. I used to get them as well, and I emptied the Homes Initiative. There is opportunities out there for landlords, and there's opportunities out there for sellers as well, to get properties which have been out of the marketplace for a long time and are continuing to be empty just now, maybe over the past 2 or 3 years. You don't know what to do with it. Let's get it back into use. Let us take you on that journey, help you through that process, and get your property back into the market, either for rent or for sale. That is the most important thing. And the other one as well, first-time buyers, yeah, absolutely, Andy. Yeah, first-time buyers, it's essential, because if we can get these properties back, often people have flats, 2-bedroom flats, for example, sitting empty. They're not a great price point to them. So it's not really that important to them, because they think it's maybe only, oh, well, I maybe bought it for £20,000 or £30,000 several years ago. So I'm not particularly bothered about filling it. But the reality is 2-bedroom flats now are selling between 60 and 75,000, double the amount. But more importantly as well, there's a lot of people out there looking for 2-bedroom flats to rent as well, and they are attracting rents of up to £500 now for a 2-bedroom flat. Now, that's a full occupancy. That's £6,000 a year for a 2-bedroom flat that you've got sitting empty right now. Now, I don't know about you, but you're not getting any money in the bank in terms of your savings. Money is actually eroding in the bank. If you've got your money in the bank right now, you're losing money hand over fist, because inflation is now eroding your money power and the purchasing power of your money, because you're not getting any return. But money is actually eroding at round about 5% per annum. It's almost predicted to hit by the end of the year. So your money will be worth a lot less in the coming months than it was right now. And it will in the coming year as well if interest rates still remain the same. So let's get that back into use. Let's get your money into use as well and actually get you starting to make money. Okay. Yep, thank you very much, Andy. Great advice. Can you recommend good quality local traders and to do the work too? Absolutely. Yeah, we have, Andy. The key here is, thank you for asking that question. We have local contractors that work with us all the time. Now, a lot of people think that they're finding it really difficult to get local contractors to put the property back into use. Or get jobs done on their existing property just now to get it either sold or get it on the market to rent. And because of that restriction and the supply of the contractors just now, they're finding it really difficult to get all that in place. Well, we do have actual contractors at work with us, sometimes exclusively. We'll have an electrician that works with us exclusively. We'll have also plumbers that work with us exclusively as well, and they will do all the jobs. I have kitchen fitters that work with me exclusively on my portfolio. So we have contractors that work with us exclusively and also give us priority because we always make sure these contractors are paid on time every single time. As soon as you finish the job, as soon as it's signed off, you are paid straight away. There is no waiting. There is none of your 30 days. There's none of your 14 days as a contractor. We make sure contractors are paid straight away once the job's signed off. That is the most important thing. So if you're a contractor out there and you're looking to work with us, then absolutely contact us as well. Okay, so let's talk about some of the articles that we had recently. Some of the articles that we had, and you can go on at your own leisure. Now, we did 2 shows on these, actually. The perfect portfolios, maximising the value and magnetism of your rental homes in Fife. This is actually the key things that you can do to get the best return on your investment if you're a landlord or an investor. It's things about making sure the property looks the part. It's also things about making sure the description of your property is right to attract the right type of tenant. Getting the feel just right for when people walk in the door, that's key as well. And getting the price point right as well. And then also whether you really want to be hands-on or whether you want to be an investor. And I mean hands-on. Hands-on as a landlord. In other words, you're in the thick of it, you're always doing it. You're getting the calls, you're getting the urgent responses that you're having to adapt to and get in touch with the tenant. You're having to sort anything out. An investor is mostly people that are on the books with us. They let us do all the donkey work for them. Why would you want to do all that work? And if you can pay us less than £2 a day for the property that you have with us, and in order to make sure that you're actually looked after and actually the tenants looked after as well, and everything's compliant with legislation, less than the price of a cup of coffee every single day to have your property managed, and you don't have any hassle from then on. That's probably one of the key things. So we did actually talk about this. Now, if you get all these things that I've just said here, if you get everything exactly right, the planets align and you will get the best quality tenant. You will also get the best return for investment as well. And your property will be looked after as a result of that. That's exactly what you want as an investor. That's the key here. So that's why we did that show yesterday. So this was Richard. Richard's a lettings director. I've been a property investor for 30 years. Most people know I've got well over 50 properties. So I've been doing this for years and years and years. And I started off for the first 20 years as a landlord. So I was always hands-on. I developed a Fife Property system to make sure it was developed by a landlord for a landlord and for an investor as well. Because I knew the things that we had to do in order to do that. So that's what I talk about in terms of here. And our property manager as well, Charlotte, was on that show as well to give all hard knowledge and advice. You can listen to the podcast on there, you can watch the show, or you can actually just read the article. I would listen to the podcast and watch the show. The article is just a touch point just to give you pointers, but we actually add real value to that in order to help you through that process. The other one here is, incidentally, again, buy-to-let. Has the buy-to-let market changed the Fife property market itself? Well, actually, we talk about this. Buy-to-let is its 25th anniversary for the buy-to-let mortgage. I started 30 years ago when a buy-to-let mortgage never existed. And I actually give my insight into this in this show that we did for this one during the week. So that was Richard and myself that did that. So we talk about how buy-to-let has evolved and how the impact it's had on the Fife property market, the rental values, and also the house prices, and also demand and supply and the tenants and the quality it will look after, and how house prices are used to, years ago, and where they are now according to this. But buy-to-let has actually moved in the Fife rental market. It's moved significantly. When I started, buy-to-let was 8.3% of the overall stock in the housing in the UK. Now it's sitting at around about 20%. So it's the buy-to-let market's gone up more than in double in value since I actually started 30 years ago, and it's here to stay. But there's golden opportunities out there for everyone to get involved in. And actually, if you, again, I come back to saying, if you're not making a certain enough money in the bank, then by all means speak to us, because we can certainly help you on that journey. Because I've done it, and I do it plenty of times, and I'm doing it right now as well, because I bought a significant amount, and I'm looking to buy a significant amount of property after that as well. Okay, so finally, I always talk about this. This is the instant valuation tool, 50 seconds, something like that. Put your information in, how many bedrooms you've got, where your property is, and any things you want to put in the notes about, is it anything special, or is it similar to other properties in the area as well? If it is, then it will give you a really good valuation price point. It will give you the top, middle, and bottom. It'll also give you the rental valuation, top, middle, and bottom. Top's pristine condition. Middles, you can move in and do it as you go. And the bottom value is your property's a bit tired, it maybe needs a bit of work, maybe needs a new bathroom, kitchen, and decoration throughout. But that gives you the 3 valuation points for the property. Incidentally, I was out to somebody this week, and the top valuation, when I got to him, actually his house was worth a lot more than top valuation itself we had actually had on this. So again, that's another point. If you put that in, and maybe you're swirling about the price, and you think, oh, okay, maybe I will get you out to actually look at my property and just do a quick walkthrough and give me a good idea exactly what it is. Then we can give you that confirmed amount as well. But the valuation tool's in there. You can use it as your leisure, and you don't need to speak to us at all to use it. It's just an instant tool to do that. And again, guys, if there's any questions, thanks very much for your questions, Andy. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask me later on, or you can just message them on here. You can message us direct as well. You can still put a comment in this post, even though this is on a rerun and it's been run previously. You can still ask the question, and we'll answer it as well. And until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV.